NASA and Lockheed Martin have unveiled what they call the next generation of supersonic aircraft. The makers say the experimental plane combines supersonic travel with...
The X-59 Quesst, short for Quiet Supersonic Technology, an airplane that could lead to a new generation of faster-than-sound airliners. Aircraft generate pressure waves in the air, kind of like ripples in water, that propagate away from them at the speed of sound, over 1,200 kilometers an hour. When a supersonic plane hits or exceeds that speed, the pressure waves compress and merge into shock waves. These are perceived by people on the ground when the plane passes over as a loud thunderclap of sound, called a sonic boom. Using models and new technologies, the company's engineers came up with a design that minimizes the boom after the plane crosses the sound barrier. Only smaller waves reach the ground, making only as much noise, its makers say, as a car door thudding shut. The X-59 design still has to go through rigorous testing. Its developers are also planning trips over population centers to see how people perceive its sonic footprint. A first flight is slated for later this year. If the plane passes those tests, it could one day make high-speed flight quiet enough to be a feasible possibility for passenger planes. The sun set on the previous generation over 20 years ago with the final flight of the Concorde, which has since been relegated to museums. The Franco-British ultra-fast passenger plane was always too expensive to operate, but that wasn't its biggest problem.
One of those is reducing the disruptive sound to people on the ground caused by supersonic flight. NASA's Quesst mission is the culmination of decades of research and is centered around a new aircraft called the X-59. NASA has contracted with Lockheed Martin Skunkworks to build a new full-scale X-plane to help solve one of the most persistent challenges, the sonic boom. Since 1973, the FAA has banned commercial transportation from flying at supersonic speeds. The ban was in response to the thunderous sound of a sonic boom, caused by shock waves created when an object travels through the air faster than the speed of sound. The Quesst mission has two goals. First, design and build a unique shape that will reduce the loudness of a sonic boom reaching the ground to that of the sound of a closing car door. And second, once built and tested, fly over a number of U.S. communities to gather data on human responses to the sound generated during supersonic flight to find out if the noise is acceptable to the public. Then, hand over the data from communities to federal and international regulators to help establish a noise standard for overland supersonic flight. Researchers understand that there is still a need for the development of full-scale piloted X-planes to help close gaps in our understanding of aeronautic principles. The team will soon kick off a series of X-59 flight tests that could assist in opening new markets for faster air travel over land.